Hey everybody, it's me, Freddie Dreadful. Uh, Today we're gonna be playing House Flipper again, because I fucking love this game. And I decided to stream because I was feeling in a chatty mood. Tonight was like a little get together uh, at my buddy Nick's house, and we sat, we exchanged some gifts. Nick fell asleep, and we saw ourselves out. It was a good evening. Looks better out, but like I just wrecked it. Okay, whatever. My hair looks ratty because I put product in it. Put product in it and it made it weird and crunchy. Ugh. So we're discussing dungeon, like doing a campaign, D&D. And so I'm gonna talk about some D&D stuff with my husband so we can educate me in the ways of D&D because I haven't played in, I don't know, over 10 years. Yeah, it's been a long time. Been a long time. I don't use this.
I know. Just make it decide anyway.
Oh, I'm like, what are you handing me this? I'm trying to make sure it's not on my slipper. How's your phone? If I can again, fucking rolling. Okay. Okay. Continue game. Let's go. I'm in such a great mood. I bonded with Rabbit and it is the Christmas City Sips. Thank you. That is a much better idea. Thank you. And I think I just get a straw in there now. So it didn't have just doesn't have like a punch hole to insert the straw right at the front. But it does come with straws. Yeah, so this distillery that, I was supposed to work at, which he didn't hit me up to work. And I haven't said anything. So I'm like, hey, kind of like fell off. What is that? Like, made with City Street vodka. It's a distillery in Philly. It's not bad. Like a vodka cran, but like something else in there. I never read the dossier. I just go and balls to the wall. Nice full thing of water. So I have something else to sip on that's not alcoholic. That way I don't get drunk for no reason. Hydrate people. Oof. So tell me, clean up. It's always the same. Oh! This house is so effing messy.
Okay. Let's start with classes, yeah?
Yes, let's start with classes. We're having Dungeons and Dragons talk.
For a little bit, and then we can. So, and then go down the list, and if you want to hear a class, I'll open it up and discuss it with you.
Mm-hmm.
Barbarian, Bard, Cleric.
What exactly does a bard do?
The main point, the Bard is one to sleep with as many NPCs as possible, and then
So just to fuck everything.
get laid. And then they're a supportive magical class, particularly Bardic Inspiration, which will give one person an extra dice on a skill check.
Repeat that?
So, when you're like, I want to jump over this fence, you have to do a dexterity skill check, and you roll a 20-sided die, and add your dexterity modifier to that result. And then it has to be higher than a certain point, which is decided by the DM. DM's like, yo, you need a 6 to get over this fence, and you roll a 1. You run into the fence and hurt yourself.
Okay.
And so, Bard is be like, you're gonna roll this 20-sided die, and a 6-sided die, and add that result to yours. Do you understand?
I think I'd have to do it.
Like, so it's like, I want to do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have to roll a 20-sided die.
Yes.
And then I take the result of that 20-sided die.
Mm-hmm.
And then I roll another die, a 6-sided die, and add that to the 20-sided die, increases my chances of passing the check.
Okay.
So the Bard kind of buffs the other players.
Okay.
And then, obviously they're probably going to be, that's their big point. They can do a little bit of healing, talking, a lot of talking. They're going to be like one of your talkers. Alright, continuing on. Cleric, Druid, Fighter.
Cleric.
Cleric's a healer. You can be like a war cleric or just a cleric. Healing. Raising people from the dead, praying to your chosen God.
Yeah, I never. Yeah.
Doesn't change that much, I don't think, from earlier D&D.
Okay.
It just gets more praying and stuff, I think.
Okay.
Monk, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue.
Paladin.
They can use all weapons. They're gonna probably be your very their saving throws are particularly wisdom and charisma. They're gonna be probably your tank or like a heavy DPS melee type. You get lay on hands, so you get a little bit of healing. You can sense evil. You're gonna be, if you're a cleric, a paladin, you're being like, I'm against evil. I'm a good guy.
Okay.
And then you get at second level a fighting style, which I'm going to go through for you. You got defense, which while you're wearing armor, you get a +1 bonus to your armor count, AC. I think that's what that means. Dueling, when you're wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapon, you get +2 bonus to all damage rolls with that weapon.
So you get a +2 with the with your weapon.
If you have one weapon in one hand and nothing in the other. Great weapon fighting. When you roll 1 or 2 on a damage die for an attack you make with a melee weapon you're wielding in 2 hands, you can re-roll the die and must use the new roll. And then protection. When a creature you can see attacks a target other than you, that's within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll. Disadvantage is you roll 2 dice and you have to choose the lesser number.
Okay.
Advantage is you roll 2 die and choose the better number. And then they'll, get a god and divine smite, which is like adding more dice to your damage when you attack. Like really fucking hard. And you got ranger, rogue, sorcerer, warlock, wizard.
What was the one before warlock?
Sorcerer.
What's the difference between all the warlock and the sorcerer?
So, we got sorcerer, warlock, wizard. We're going to start with wizard. They all have a magic book. They write down their spells in the book, and they get really heavy. Like they're really heavy with the spells, but it costs a lot putting spells into your book. You gotta buy expensive ink and paper and shit like that. But they're like really like once they start getting going, they're like bam, like fireball, fireball, fireball. I'm flying through the sky throwing fireballs.
But you have to have it written in the book.
Have to be written in the book. I think they take some work, but they can get really strong. The sorcerer is I'm so charismatic, I can just do spells. Like, they're just a magic machine gun. And they get sorcerer points, which at second level you get 2 sorcerer points. And at third level...
You're so hot. Do you know that?
I know. At third level, you can use... So, at second level you get 2 sorcerer points. And you can... You can use those to give yourself a spell slot for each one. Because, spell slots are how many spells you have and to use. And so you get 2 extra, so you can use more spells. But at level 3, instead of doing that, you can choose spell modifiers. Being like, I'm doing this AoE spell, but it does not damage my allies. Or I'm shooting this single target spell, but it targets 2 people instead. You manipulate your spells. Okay?
Okay.
Warlock is, I made a deal with a demon, and I can use magic. The demons, like you make a deal with another worldly being to get your magical powers. Particularly Eldritch Blast, which is a cantrip, which means you can cast it as much as you fucking want. Because a spell is like, you got the spell slots, you use it, bam, it's done for the day until you do a rest. Cantrips are spells you can just, generally speaking,
do whenever,
to a degree. You can't be like, keep casting Prestidigitation all day. No. Cool down a bit, but yeah. And they have less spell slots. They have at like max level 6, which I don't think is a lot. But with Eldritch Blast, and you can manipulate that when you hit the level 3. And they, when it comes to deals with the devil, they're the person that gives them ability. You got generally 3 different types of otherworldly beings. You got obviously Satan, devils, kind of hellfire, people. Then you got the Fae, which are, evil fairy,
No, the Fae aren't evil. I know, but
mischievous, whatever.
I-
You know the Fae.
They're
I don't
just-
know. I don't need to go into detail for the Fae. You know the Fae.
Okay, I know Fae.
And then, basically, Elder Gods, Cthulhu. And I, like, you, character-wise, set up a plot point being like, this is the deal I made with them, this is the contract that I have to fulfill with them. So you can use that to make plot for your character. Ranger can be, run around, shoot bows. Like, when you get into, like basically the class has a general principle, and then you branch it out when you hit level 3 and get more detailed and, like, change up how they work. So I don't know if we want to hear more about any of them in particular. Monk is Kung Fu priest.
Kung Fu priest.
Like, just punching a lot. Like, roses are red, violets are, violets are blue. All that rhyme go.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Something I love you. Oh, cockroaches. Ugh.
But yeah, monks are just like, I'm gonna punch you 20 times on my turn.
If you were a person, fear of cockroaches in general, a option, you can change cockroaches into pieces of glass. In the general game options.
Settings. General. Go down. Gameplay. Gameplay.
Display broken glass instead of roaches. Okay.
Hit enter. Alright, yeah, exit. Back.
That was very cool of them.
Yeah. So, do you want to hear the races now?
Yeah, go. Let's go.
Did you want to hear a little more on the Dragonborn?
Yes. So my husband and I are talking D&D right now, just re-educating me on just general stuff to know.
Okay. So your draconic heritage manifests in a variety of traits you share with other Dragonborn. With this race, your abilities, like each race has like increase to certain ability score points, strength, charisma, dexterity,
Yes.
associated. For the Dragonborn, it is strength is increased by 2, and your charisma is increased by 1. When it comes to age, young Dragonborn grow quickly. They walk hours after hatching, attain the size and development of a 10-year-old human child by the age of 3, and reach adulthood by 15. They live to be around 80. They tend to extremes when it comes to their alignment. So most dragons are good, but those who side with evil can be terrible villains. Dragonborn are taller and heavier than humans, standing well over 6 feet tall and averaging almost 250 pounds.
So stop chonky.
Yeah, and for most races, they're going to be either medium or small. You don't get large, really. And so when you choose a dragon ancestry, which, just breaks down to black, blue, brass, bronze, copper, gold, green, red, silver, white.
Mm.
And then and the assigned damage types are going to be acid, lightning, fire, poison, and cold, depending on the color. And then the breath ability is either going to be 5 by 30 feet line, so like just a beam out, or a 15-foot cone. And you'll have a damage resistance associated with the type. Yeah, and you can speak regular language and dragon. So the other races being dwarf, elf, gnome, half-elf, half-orc, halfling, human, and tiefling.
What's a tiefling?
Sexy demon.
Ooh.
You got horns and stuff, and you're like blue or purple.
A tiefling.
Yeah.
Ooh. You hear the hippie. Hi, suck it. A year now, probably the longest sub. Yes, you're one of the first. You dare ignore me. I did not mean to ignore you. Sorry.
That's
I
a
was.
tiefling.
Ooh, I like
Sexy demon.
tiefling.
Yeah, they're the ones that get the most fan art.
Yes, we're talking D&D today.
Yeah, there's a more nice one.
Oh, yes. I like tiefling. Is this like its own class?
It's a race. So you're gonna choose a race and then a class to play as that race.
Okay, yeah, I like tiefling as a race.
Okay. So
Sexy.
I shall go over all the details for tiefling with you. Okay.
Also D&D. I hear D&D. Scrog must return in D&D. I loved that character.
So, tieflings share certain racial traits as a result of their infernal descent. Your ability score increases are your intelligence is increased by 1, and your charisma is increased by 2.
Oh, I'm charming.
You're
and sexy demon?
Well, yeah, charisma, sexy demon, they're hand in hand. So,
Wow,
age. Tieflings mature at the same rate as humans, but live a few years longer. Alignment. Tieflings might not have an innate tendency towards evil, but many of them end up there. Evil or not, an independent nature inclines many tieflings towards a chaotic alignment.
I like that.
Tieflings are about
It's not necessarily mean, but it's just like crazy.
a little self-centered.
Yeah, but
so tieflings are about basically the same size as a human size, determined rule-wise medium. Speed, base walking speed is 30 feet, which is the same as most. You have dark vision. Thanks to your infernal heritage, you have superior vision in dark and dim conditions. You can see in dim light within 60.
Oh hell yeah, I like this class. I am
60 feet as if it were bright light, and in darkness as if it were dim light. You can't discern color in
Sexy
darkness, only
bitch.
shades of gray. Then you also, because of your hellish resistance, you have resistance to fire damage. And then, I guess the special perk would be Infernal Legacy. You know the Thaumaturgy cantrip. When you reach 3rd level, you can cast Hellish Rebuke. Spell.
But back to work. We can leave soon. Woo.
It's popping in.
Yeah.
It's still there. Yeah. So you get Thaumaturgy at cantrip, and then Hellish Rebuke at at level 3, you can cast it as a 2nd level spell once with this trait and regain the ability to do so whenever you finish a long rest. When you reach 5th level, You can cast a darkness spell once with the straight and regain it whenever you do a long rest. Charisma is your spellcasting ability for these spells. You can speak, read, and write in common and infernal. So when it comes to charisma, that would be like sorcerer, warlock, paladin, bard. Well, you know, we can do it with whatever.
I don't know, which ones do you think fit with that class?
Well, when it comes to charisma, warlock, sorcerer, bard, and then I guess paladin as well. Would you like to hear about warlock?
Sure.
Alright. Okay, so otherworldly patron. At first level, you have struck a bargain with an otherworldly being of your choice. The Archfey, the Fiend, or the Great Old One. Each of which is detailed at the end. Pack magic, arcane research, and magic bestowed on you by your patron has given you facility with spells. You know, when you at level 1, you get 2 proficiency bonuses, 2 cantrips known, 2 spells known, 1 spell slot. Basic stuff, pack magic, spell slots, spells known. Yeah. When it comes to spell casting, you use charisma modifier. Eldritch invocations. This is the thing that really changes up how you can play warlock. In your study of occult lore, you have unearthed Eldritch invocations, fragments of forbidden knowledge that imbue you with an abiding magic ability. At second level, you gain 2 Eldritch invocations of your choice. Your invocations options are detailed further in. When you gain certain levels, you gain additional invocations of your choice. Additionally, whenever you gain a level in this class, you can choose one of the invocations you know and replace it with another one you could learn at that level. Some of these invocations. So Eldritch Blast is just generally speaking, a 30-foot spell, single target, and it does 1d8, which increases as you level up, of course. But you can modify it. The one that most people use, one of the most used common modifiers, is Agonizing Blast. It has the prerequisite, meaning you have to have Eldritch Blast to learn this.
Okay.
Because this modifies Eldritch Blast. When you cast Eldritch Blast, you add your Charisma modifier to the damage it deals on hit. The higher your Charisma, the higher your modifier bonus. So it's a straight damage increase. Then we got Armor of Shadows. You can cast Mage Armor, which is like bonus to your defense, on yourself at will without expending a spell slot or material components. Ascended Step.
So you can do that for free.
Yes. Ascended Step, you need to be level 9 to do this. You can cast Levitate on yourself at will without expending a spell slot or material component. Beast Speech. You can cast Speak with Animals at will without expending a spell slot. I don't think it has any material component necessary. Beguiling Influence. You gain proficiency in the deception and persuasion skills. Witching Whispers. You need to be level 7. You can cast Compulsion once using a Warlock spell slot. You can't do so again until you finish a long rest. Boy, going further, I should back up. So,
Would you back that ass up?
at level 3, your otherworldly patron bestows a gift upon you for your loyal service. You gain one of the following features of your choice. These are your packs. You got Pack of the Chain, Pack of the Blade, Pack of the Tomb, and I think there's Pack of the Talisman, and then maybe another one that were added through like expansion packs. Pack of the Chain. You learn the Find Familiar spell and can cast it as a ritual. The spell does not count against your number of spells known. When you cast a spell, you can choose one of the normal forms for your familiar or one of the following special forms: Imp, Pseudo-Dragon, Quasit, or Sprite. So you get, a little pet.
Yeah, I would do a Sprite.
If you're doing that. Additionally, when you take the attack action, you can forego one of your own attacks to allow your familiar to make one attack of its own with its reaction. Pack of the Blade. You can use your action to create a pack weapon in your empty hand. You can choose the form that this melee weapon takes each time you create it. You are proficient with it while you wield it. This weapon counts as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage. Your pack weapon disappears if it is more than 5 feet away from you for 1 minute or more. It also disappears if you use this feature again. If you dismiss the weapon, no action required, or if you die. So, keep it with you. You can transform one magic weapon into your pack weapon by performing a special magical ritual while you hold the weapon. You can perform the ritual over the course of an hour. It becomes your magical weapon. Appears at your feet.
So what kind of item can be your magical weapon?
Any kind of weapon in the game. So you can have like a two-handed sword, that's your magical weapon. Things like that.
Okay.
Like, you're gonna be like, this is like your connection to me, and this is the dagger. Sacrifice the dagger to me. I require a blood ritual with the dagger, kind of shit. And then...
Why is it leaking?
Do you have a mop?
I don't think I do. Wait.
I don't know, you just didn't have the
Right angle.
because the rug and that sink were blocking your shot of it. And then the third one, Pack of the Tomb. Your patron gives you a grimoire called the Book of Shadows. When you gain this feature, choose 3 cantrips from any class's spell list.
What is this again?
So they give you a grimoire, a magical book,
Yes.
and you choose 3 cantrips, which are like the cheaper freebie spells from any class's spell list.
And you could just add it to yours.
And then it's in your book and you can use it.
I mean, that sounds pretty privileged.
Yep. Well, the 3 spells need to be from the same list, so you can mix and match all you want.
Yeah,
Well,
that sounds like boss of shit. Why? How are people just not just like? That's all the game is. It's just a bunch of
Well,
them.
the cantrips aren't super, they're not fireball or anything. They're weaker spells, but they're cheap and easy, They ain't necessarily game-breaking.
Okay.
I'm sure there's game-breaking combinations you can do. But, while the book is on your person, you can cast those cantrips at will. They don't count against your number of cantrips known, and if they don't appear on the Warlock spell list, They are nonetheless warlock spells for you. If you lose your Book of Shadows, you can perform a 1-hour ceremony to receive a replacement from your patron. This ceremony can be performed during a short or long rest, and it destroys the previous book. The book turns to ash when you die. Now, going back to the evocations, which was the changing up how you can play. Next one was Book of Ancient Secrets. Prerequisite, Hack of the Tomb. You have the book. You can now inscribe magic rituals in your Book of Shadows. Choose 2 first-level spells that have the ritual tag. I don't know the full mechanic to rituals. I think it's like, you gotta sit down and take your time casting it kind of thing.
Okay.
And so you
Like
add...
someone, like I'm gonna be over here, stand guard. I have spells to cast in the corner.
Like, we killed all these guys. I'm going to take an hour to set up a teleportation ring kind of thing. The idea is, I think it's it gives you the ability to, you're casting a spell, but you're taking a long time to do it, but you don't waste a spell slot or you don't use up the materials, something like that. It's like you're changing time in for one of these other points that you would need for that, something like that. On your adventures, you can add other ritual spells to your book. When you find such a spell, you can take the time to add it to the book, as long as the level and general mechanics all lay up a bit. It takes 2 hours and 50 gold pieces for rare inks needed to inscribe it. Next one, Chains of Carcery. Prerequisite is level 15 and Pack of the Chain. You can cast Hold Monster at will, targeting Celestial, Fiend, or Elemental. Big baddies be like, nope, you hold. Devil's Sight, which is see normally in darkness, 120 feet. It's pretty good, but
that's pretty good, yeah.
But if you're a tiefling, it's like you already got the decent enough vision.
Yeah.
Dreadful Word. You definitely need to be level 7. You can cast Confusion once using a spell slot, and you need to do a long rest before you do it again. Eldritch Sight. You can cast Detect Magic at will. Just fucking detect magic all day. Eldritch Spear. Well, this is the one I mentioned earlier. You need to have Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
And then you can, when you cast Eldritch Blast, its range is 300 feet instead of 30 feet.
That's really, like, you can see clearly for that far?
No. You can shoot Eldritch Blast 300 feet away.
Oh, that's
so
that's a better. That's a better thing than I thought it was.
Yes. Well, it depends on the guy, the situation. If you're in a tight packed dungeon, it's like, whatever. But fighting in an open field, yeah. Next one would be Eyes of the Rune Keeper. You can read all writing. Just read anything.
Who gets that one?
That is just one of the warlock modifiers. Basically, at level 2, you choose 2 of these, and then you can change one out every time you level up, and then after reaching certain levels, you get like an additional. So this is like how you decide how you want to play your warlock. Do you want to be like, I have a pet and I can slay monsters, or I'm gonna sit far, far away and shoot Eldritch Blast all day?
Okay.
Or be like, I'm gonna seduce everyone and I can read all writing. It's just so many modifiers. It's crazy what you can do. I got like 4 different warlock builds that I got in my head that I can play.
See, like, you're gonna, like, all of a sudden, like, people are gonna, like, know why I married you. It's gonna be like, you stay away from him.
Did you want to hear any other class and races before I get to playing video games?
Not, well, hold on. What's left?
So, I'm gonna go over the classes again, okay?
Okay.
Because obviously you're gonna be a tiefling, you want to be a sexy little demon.
Yes.
So, barbarian, bard, cleric, druid, fighter, monk, paladin, ranger, rogue, sorcerer, warlock, wizard.
Rogue.
Okay. So, do you understand what proficiency bonuses are?
How well I did something.
Yes, and it's like most of these classes start with 2 proficiency bonuses. It gives you more of a feel to the character. So each class has a different selection of proficiencies to choose from. The rogue, because they go into proficiency a little more, I wanted to go over with you. They choose 4 instead of 2. Proficiencies. Choose 4. Okay. Acrobatics, athletics, deception, insight, intimidation, investigation, perception, performance, persuasion, sleight of hand, and stealth.
It's a lot of stuff.
Jumping around, running, lying, knowing if someone's lying, intimidating a person, looking around, happening to see someone, performing, persuading someone, doing something without someone seeing you, and then just not being seen. You get a rapier or a sword, leather armor, burglar pack, dungeoneer pack, or explorer's pack. At first level, you choose 2 of your skill proficiencies, or 1 of your skill proficiencies, and your proficiency with thieves' tools. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make that uses either of the chosen proficiencies. At level 6, you choose 2 more to add to that. Thieves' tool is like, for lockpicking stuff.
Yeah.
So you can be like, I want to be good with lockpicking and then being sneaky. Sneak attack. Beginning at first level, you know how to strike subtly and exploit a foe's distraction. Once per turn, you can deal an extra 1d6 damage to one creature you hit with an attack if you have advantage on the attack roll. The attack must use a finesse or a ranged weapon. So like a rapier. Or a dagger, again. You don't need advantage on the attack roll if the enemy is a target of the target is within 5 feet of it. The enemy isn't incapacitated. Well, if another enemy of the target. Okay. So if you're standing, pinching them, or if they're down, and you don't have disadvantage. The amount of extra damage increases as you gain levels. So, sneaking up on their ass and stabbing them was a good idea. Thieves' Cant. C-A-N-T, no apostrophe. During your rogue training, you learn Thieves' Cant, a secret mix of dialect, jargon, and code that allows you to hide messages in seemingly normal conversation. Doublespeak.
Okay.
So, like, all thieves know it, so a thief that's using that, you pick it up. Or you can do it, be like, I don't want my team to hear this kind of shit. Cunning action. Starting at 2nd level, your quick thinking and agility allows you to move and act quickly. You can take a bonus action on each of your turns in combat. This action can be used only to take the dash, disengage, or hide action. Getting away. At third level, at level 3, like with most classes, you choose your specific tree.
Okay.
You choose an archetype that will emulate in the exercise of your rogue abilities. So, thief, assassin, or arcane trickster. You can dodge, evade, blind sense. You generally can be very elusive, avoid getting hit. Thief. Let's see, does it go over all of the types? No. Oh, where's that list? So, I think the first two are pretty self-explanatory. Thieves are good about sneaking, disarming traps, and breaking into people's houses, pickpocketing, that kind of shit. Assassin, good with killing quietly and all that.
Discreet.
Arcane trickster is like think a roguish class that can use magic.
A trickster. Think about a trickster as a roguish class that can use magic.
Like, yeah, tricky magic.
So like Loki.
Yeah, think Loki. That's probably the easiest and quickest description I can do. Think Loki. Alright, that's the rogue. That would definitely be a tiefling class, along with the warlock. Any others you want to hear about?
I'm trying to find out how.
Do you want to focus more on the game now?
No, I'm enjoying the conversation. I'm trying to think of any ones that like you normally hear of, like a fighter, ranger.
So, fighter is like just out of all of them the most uncreative. It's like I'm very proficient with weapons. I get extra attacks with weapons. Yay. They can probably get pretty nuts with bows, just making a bunch of extra long-range attacks, but generally speaking, it's like, I'm good with weapons, let me just use weapons, I want to fight. Barbarian, they got that rage, they go nuts, they run around in leather armor. Well, no, they run around with no armor. Did you just trap yourself?
Am I stuck in a lamp?
Is there a crouch button? Look right below you. Can you move the table? There you go.
Oh my god, thank you.
You can always move the lamps.
I'm stuck in this. Got some windows that need cleaning in.
So, out of everything, all the classes I've explained, has any piqued your interest? Because I can go into, say, the spell lists if you want.
Like sorcerer and stuff?
Even like the rogue or warlock, any of them. Except for the one. What has piqued your interest?
I want to say definitely a rogue.
Rogue? Spellcasting. Okay. So, did you want to hear about Arcane Trickster, or Thief, or Assassin?
Arcane Trickster.
So when you reach level 3, you augment your martial prowess with the ability to cast spells. Cantrips. You learn 3 cantrips. Mage Hand, which is just like magical, invisible hand you just use at a range.
Okay.
Plus 2 other cantrips of your choice from the wizard spell list. So, okay. So cantrips from the wizard spell list. You got Acid Splash, Blade Ward, Booming Blade, Chill Touch, Control Flames, Create Bonfire, Dancing Light, Encode Thoughts, Firebolt, Friends, Frostbite, Green Flame Blade, Gust.
That's so much.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Oh my god, there's so much. My brain was like, what is he even saying right now?
Like generally, let's see. Yeah, that's like. Let's see. So, starting at level 3, when you cast Mage Hand, you can make a spectral hand invisible, and you can perform the following additional tasks with it. You can stow one object the hand is holding in a container worn or carried by another creature, putting shit into someone else's pocket.
Okay.
You can retrieve an object in a container worn or carried by another creature. Stealing. You can use Thieves' Tool to pick locks and disarm traps at range. Being like, I think this trap's gonna blow up. I'm gonna use my magic hands to disarm it from far away.
Okay. I love this. He's dumbing it down to like the what it means. He's translating it for me.
You can perform one of these attacks without being noticed by a creature if you succeed on a dexterity sleight of hand
Roll.
check.
Yeah.
In addition, you can use the bonus action granted by your cunning action to control the hand. Magical Ambush. At level 9, if you are hidden from a creature when you cast a spell on it, the creature has disadvantage on any saving throws that it would make against the spell. Being as if it doesn't know, like, you're there and you cast a spell on it, it then rolls 2 dice and chooses the lesser because it was like you come out of the shadows and be like, haha, surprise butt sex, and it's like they have a disadvantage because they're surprised by the butt sex.
Oh.
But no, do you understand? It's like because you're surprising them with the spell, they're disadvantaged.
Yes.
Versatile Trickster.
So
At level 13, you gain the ability to distract targets with your Mage
what?
Hand. Basically, Arcane Trickster is a whole lot of Mage Hand kind of stuff.
Okay.
As a bonus action on your turn, you can designate a creature within 5 feet of the spectral hand created by the spell. Doing so gives you advantage on attack rolls against the creature until end of turn. So you use your magic hand to slap them on the backside of the head before you attack them, which throws them off. Spell Thief. At level 17, you gain the ability to magically steal the knowledge of how to cast a spell from another spellcaster. Immediately after a creature casts a spell that targets you or impedes you in its area of effect, you can use your reaction to force the creature to make a saving throw that with its spellcasting ability modifier. The DC equals your spell save DC. On a failed save, you negate the spell's effect against you. And you can steal an object on the spell if it's at least one.
Sorry, baby. My
I
brain.
know, I'm reading this to myself.
Okay, because my brain is broken on that one.
If it's at least 1 level and of a level you can cast, it doesn't have to be.
Woo!
For the next 8 hours.
For a second, I thought that he thought that I was capable of that.
Okay.
Now it's not.
Alright, so at level 17, if an enemy casts a spell on you, or casts like an area spell that you're involved in, you can essentially force them to do a saving roll, and if they fail the saving roll, you steal it, meaning you cancel them from doing it. They can't do that spell for 8 hours, and during those 8 hours, you can do that spell. Do you understand? Or do I need to, like, break it down a little further? Say I'm casting Fireball on you. You can be like, no, hold on a second. And then I have to do a saving roll.
Okay.
If I fail, if I succeed, I do the spell, you get hit with Fireball. If I fail, Fireball is canceled. It is stopped.
Okay.
And I can't do Fireball for 8 hours. And during those 8 hours that I can't do it, you can do it. If the level of the spell is equal to level of spells that you can do.
So depending on where I am, I could really fuck your whole day up.
Like being like, yeah, no, that's my spell.
Like what you were just gonna do to me? Hey, this is what you...
Yeah. But that's a
put it in their pooper.
Well, that's at level 17. And you can only do it.
Take it out of the box first.
You can only do it like once each.
Every 8 hours.
Like, no, every long rest.
After long rest?
Like, so once a day kind of thing.
Bang, bang.
So you're gonna be a magical thief, tiefling? Yeah?
Yeah.
That sounds about right. I can work that into the story of my sorcerer.
That was fun. Thank you for that. That was my husband, everybody. Oh, that kind of use. No. We don't want to use the couch. We want to hit things. Break it up. Wasn't he lovely? So wonderful. Oh. Gotta sell the door. Sell the door. Shut the door. Shut the door. She's saying shut the door. The door's not open. Shut the door. Miss Captain. I miss my cat. Cat. And then you guys miss seeing her too. hour and 3 minutes. I know we haven't been at it this long. Just time flies by when you're flipping houses. Every day's a new project. Every day's a new adventure. I guess I'll finish this house and then I'll be done for the day. Oof. Gotta take down this wall. How do I... How do I scroll down? You see where it says dining room? Like it has the bottom, like the blue bar over there, and it's got a little down arrow. How do I scroll down? Oh my god, thank you.
Oh, no, I sold the thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like... I'm not trying to sell... Is this a Showcase Mary? Yes, okay. Picture green track. Oh. Okay. We're just gonna move it. Jeez, I could have been resting my hands this whole time. Could have given it like a fucking rest. Could have done that. Look how proficient you've become. I mean, don't hold the damn thing. Don't hold it. Click. I gotta hold it to hit it, but I was like holding it in between hits like I was gonna repeatedly hit. It's not. Hope everyone's having a safe and COVID-free Christmas. As I cough. No. Oh yeah, that was good. Bitch. I'm getting good. I'm getting ripped tonight. Gotta get the rest of this wall like ripped down. Like, I'm so good. Getting out in pieces. They're tumbling down. Yeah, like it's just gone. This game just decided I finally decided to love me. Gonna disappear. Such a talented little demolition girl. So talented. And what I would have done to be a home contractor. Like fixing, just do what Ariel's husband does. Like making bathrooms and shit. Redoing people's kitchens. Building all that cool shit. Okay. That's right, baby. I don't care that furniture is wobbly. Is it not straight? Maybe it is straight a little bit. Oh, but I'm supposed to sell armchair. Am I in the living room? For $50? Oh, okay, so that's the room that I'm in. This is the living room. This is the bedroom. Okay, now I have to paint this. So we're gonna finish this house and then faded lemon. So we're gonna get our paint roller. Door. Walls. Paint. Faded lemon. Faded lemon. That's too large. I really do enjoy this game. Even though it seems mundane, I do it anyway. It's just following the dopamine. Following the dopamine. And this one's been giving me steady dopamine. And I am grateful to this game. What? Besides for my family, finding something that does that is just peachy keen with me. And it's doing one of the things that I love, and that's talking to you. My internet family. Some people will see this video that's going on the YouTube page. Freddy Dreadful. I know I'm for the Fred Dread on TikTok, but I'm on Instagram and on everywhere else. I'm Freddy Dreadful. Facebook. Am I on? No, on Snapchat. I am that girl named Fred. Or Gorilla Chops Nom. I don't know. Whether they make you pick a different name for those two just separate things. The name that they see and the name that you see should just be my name. Like legal name. No confusion. So that is its own hole. Okay. I see you. I see you. Trying to get me. You had me tripping. You think you would have got me? No, sir, no, sir. No beans, rice, Jesus Christ, and Byron. I still don't think it's gonna be enough. I can't waste paint. It's not like I spilled it. You can't spill it. You can't overpaint something because it says, you know, if you stop painting, it starts where you start like left off, and then stop painting that wall and won't let you paint it if you already painted it. So there's a failsafe here. So you don't waste paint. But like, is there a perfect number to doing a room? Or am I gonna always be buying more? Never having enough. Let's see if this won't get me through. Please. No, we might make this. Ladies and germs, we might actually make this with one bucket. That would be May. Zing. Yes. How much more was in there? Could I gotten away with a medium? No, I don't think I could have got away with medium. Look at that. Baby. Look how much paint is left in that. I couldn't have gotten away with medium on this room, right? No? Yeah. I did right. Tasks. 5. That is not the thing that I wanted. Why can't I put a bed there? You telling me no? I can't put a bed there? I put a bed in all these other places. Racists. I don't know how that has to do anything with race. Goddamn racists. Gotta go. Leon's okay. He just got upset because he woke up and him and Paul and I weren't in bed. That's got me good for the night. Hope you all have a good holiday season. I hope that you're blessed with family and love and light. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Blessed Yule. Love you all. Remember, it costs nothing to be a good person, so be kind and make good choices.